Hello Virgo, welcome to your intuitive reading. I hope that you're doing well. We're going to dive into what message wants to come through for the energy of Virgo. Wherever you have Virgo in your chart, these are general messages. So as always, take what resonates for you and leave the rest. And let's begin. What message do we have for Virgo's highest, greatest good at this time? These messages are timeless. So whenever you find yourself to this reading, if the message is resonating for you, most likely the message is for you. But always take only what resonates. Okay, what do we have for Virgo, please? Okay. Woo! I got a whiff of some incredible energy, Virgo. I remember soul plan, the fated life versus the destined life. So for the Virgos that I'm reading for at this moment, you're having what we call awakening, but really it's a remembrance. It's when suddenly the consciousness within you has a deep, profound experience of recognition and realizing what you have been interacting with in this lifetime so far, and the choices and decisions that we make. And of course, we all have profound experiences, spiritual experiences and otherwise, that open us up and show us our potential. Many times when we are not fully ready, we tend to fall back into the lower realms of consciousness, into what feels familiar and safe. But it seems as though, Virgo, you're having a remembrance of your soul's plan. And we always have a choice. The fated life is basically when we make the same choices over and over again, expecting a different result. When we are staying in the familiar, what appears to be safe because it's familiar, we continue to repeat lessons and experiences over and over and over again. The destined life is where you feel a pull and a soul's calling. It is not familiar, but there is a remembrance there. So there is a familiarity in the depth of you, but in the mind, it may seem unknown. And so for many people, many of us, we fall back into the known and the familiar over and over again until eventually you either get really frustrated or bored, or you just have a grand awakening and you choose your soul's destined path versus the fated path. The fated path meaning just repeating the same experiences over and over again. Okay, so let's get a little deeper into that. We started off your reading, Virgo, in case you're curious, with the Starseed Oracle. And now we're moving into the Muse Tarot. Okay. I'll show you this card again because it's a beautiful depiction of looking deep into the reflection of the water, the watery realms, the self. It seems as though you're recognizing your own soul once again. It's a beautiful passage. So let's see. Let's see here. What do we have for Virgo? I remember. Many of us, we will flail about life not knowing why we're here or what we're meant to do, or we have a story that's been told to us, a narrative. You're supposed to be a doctor. You should be this, you should be that. And we listen to other people instead of our own heart and soul. until we have enough experiences to recognize, like, I don't belong in any of these choices that I've made that have probably been passed down to me from generation to generation, or just not knowing yourself fully until you do. There's a deep remembrance here. And Gemini season, we've got a lot of Gemini energy working right now. Okay, 5 of emotions, Queen of inspiration. And Mercury being the ruler of Gemini, that is our mind, our thoughts, our beliefs, our communications. Okay. Ooh. All right. It is also the energy of, it's the twins. It's the duality of ourselves, but it is also counterpart. So you may have had experience with a counterpart of sorts. Some would call twin flame. To really that soul mirror, that recognition of self through the mirror of another. And it's a beautiful passage, but then it turns kind of a little intense, because little do we know we're also being shown our shadow, and a lot of people will run from that, and just the unknown is very scary. So we start off your reading, Virgo, with the 5 of emotions, and this is telling me there's a lot of resistance. There's been a lot of resistance in feeling the hard feelings that you're meant to feel, to work through, to clear out, to break free from. This is just being really cold and calculated. This is, again, is the lower realms of consciousness that derive in the root chakra, the first 3 chakras of the energy system of the body. When we don't work through our traumas, our past, our childhood wounds, and everything that has kind of kept us in a lower form of consciousness, we tend to repeat patterns, and there's an energy of resistance, like I said. 5 of emotions, and when we do that, we end up being pretty cold, and you may have even been cold-hearted before. You're not, Virgo, but it's just how you project yourself outwardly when you're in this form of consciousness, when you're resisting your own stuff. Basically, we have the Queen of inspiration next, though. We're going to get a little deeper into this, and it seems like there's been some self-awareness here for sure. Self-awareness, this is that card of remembering. I remember. See the pyramids below her? And this halo, this glow. So I feel like there is a remembrance. A lot of times we actually have to get kind of sick and tired of our own stuff before this bursts open or blossoms open for some. There's been a lot of, again, holding on, resisting, holding on to attachments, clinging to the old familiar, and not able to let go. This is also based out of fear. But then we have the Ace of Emotions that came out with that, which is telling me that you've been holding back from love, from self-love, and your ability to really fully feel, receive, and give true love. And the word love has been so distorted in our human journey for so long. And so it may have been very confusing to you, like, what is love? I feel, though, Virgo, with this remembrance, you've had a taste of what love is, what love feels like. It's an energy. It is the highest vibrational form of energy. And when we are in the heart chakra, when we give ourselves love, then we are opening ourselves up. And I'm talking all of the parts. Loving the shadow, loving the aspects of yourself that, when we are in unconscious patterns, we do act and play out parts of ourselves that we're not proud of. And we might not even be fully conscious of it. Or if we are, we suppress, deny, hide. hide it from ourselves, hide it from others. But eventually that mask gets ripped off and we get to see ourselves, the good, the bad, the ugly. And it's important to love all those parts, where you've been, what you've been through, all of your experiences. Know that none of them actually, you should not identify with any of these parts, and get to know or remember yourself at a deep soul level. And I feel like that's what's happening here, Virgo, because we have the Knight of Inspiration overall. And that is definitely an energetic, it's a messenger. It could have come in the form of a trigger or an activation of sorts through another person or situation that just really is a catalyst to awakening you to remembering, Virgo. Okay, let's get some clarification on some of these cards for you. I feel some sense of excitement and fear. It's sort of like Jekyll and Hyde within yourself. That's Gemini energy too, you know. Not to knock Geminis. I love the Geminis. I have many, many Geminis in my family, including my son. I'm talking about the archetype, the energy of Gemini can really embody both light and dark when they are energetically in balance, emotionally in balance. Okay. Tell us more about the Five of Emotions, please, for Virgo. Thank you. Oh, you've been resisting love. You've been resisting connection. You've been pushing people away and your true happiness away, whether you're aware of it or not. When we resist going into the hard feelings, we also resist receiving and opening ourselves up for healing, and receiving the Ten of Cups. Whether you're aware of it or not, when you resist the hard stuff, you actually block yourself from your true happiness and from true loving connections to others. You push them away, either energetically or you're aware that you've pushed people away. Okay. Tell us about the Queen of Inspiration for Virgo, please. Thank you. We have Justice. Okay. I just got a big flutter in my heart chakra for you, Virgo, because whatever you're remembering, whatever you're embodying at this time, when you find this reading, you are also coming into balance within yourself. You see, she's looking into the reflection. Again, there's more reflection. And I think in the past, you refused to look at the reflection. Maybe you were only projecting outward and receiving back what you're projecting outward, if that makes sense to you. Take what resonates for you. We have Justice with the Queen of Inspiration. So there's a lot of insight. There's a lot of remembrance. There's a lot of aha moments. You're starting to really understand something at a much deeper, more spiritual level. All right, let's talk about the Four of Materials with the Ace of Emotion. Clinging on, holding on to something that just you've outgrown, Virgo, and it actually isn't serving you whatsoever, and it's keeping you from your true expression of love and feeling those emotions, those harmonious emotions, loving yourself. Let's get some clarifiers for this, please. Thank you. Anything else? Thank you. Judgment. A lot of major arcanas here, Virgo. There's something big that's happening. Okay, overall, the Knight of Inspiration with the Two of Cups. You've been triggered or activated by another, and this is that counterpart activity I'm talking about. Love. This is a spiritual experience that you're having deeply, and I feel like you know with the I Remember card coming out, Very interesting. Four of materials with the Four of Pentacles. Just clarifying exactly what I said. Holding on, being stubborn, afraid to move, afraid to make a change. Nope, I'm good right here. But you blocked yourself from fully feeling all the good stuff, having the beautiful experiences that comes with moving out of an old paradigm. Judgment with that. There's an awakening happening here, Virgo, and this is beautiful. You see your spirit, your soul has been crying out. Virgo, will you please, I'm sorry, will you please look at yourself, love yourself, feel yourself. You've got somebody really important in your life here, Virgo, that loves you, that has been holding space for you, has taught you love, has taught you what true unconditional love truly is. So I hope that you found this to be helpful for you at this time. And here comes the sun, right? I hope you found this to be helpful for you at this time. If you're liking the video, please don't forget to click the like button below the video. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. And I'm sending you all so much love. Take care. Bye.